Republicans have a keen understanding that if you don't have the facts on your side, if reality doesn't agree with your particular worldview and position, then just lie. Just make shit up. Just absolutely try to convince the American people of a falsehood, of a reality that does not exist. And that's what's taking place right now about the border. They're trying to tee up a situation where the American people agree with the proposition of mass deportations. And they're doing it and using two completely unrelated attacks. One was just someone who died by suicide out front of the Trump hotel. It seems to be, colloquially, I'm not diagnosing, but it seems to me someone who was in mental distress. The other one was a terrorist-motivated attack, it seems. Someone who was born in Texas, went to school in America, went to college in America, served in the United States Army, and then went a different direction, we'll say, and brutally killed multiple people. And Republicans are still attempting to lay this at the feet of border security. That if only the border had been secured, the American citizen who didn't come across the southern border wouldn't have done this, wouldn't have accomplished this horrific task. That if only the border hadn't been wide open, this American citizen veteran wouldn't have done what he did, wouldn't have been able to do so. And they're running with this narrative. I'm going to start with Mike Johnson, the newly minted Speaker of the House of Representatives, who is a deeply, by his own account and admission, a deeply religious man, an adherent of the philosophies of Jesus the Christ, who you would not expect to be just a wanton liar, or as Lauren Green would call it, a wanton liar. You wouldn't expect him to just lie openly, willingly, freely to the American people on Maria Bartiromo's show. I mean, you wouldn't really expect him to go on a liar show like Maria Bartiromo, but here we are. This is Christianity in America, white Republican Christianity in America in 2025. Here he is, still carrying this torch that if only the borders had been secure, this American citizen wouldn't have done what he did.
Under 4 years of the Biden administration and Department of Homeland Security and the agencies that are in charge of keeping us safe, they took their eye off the ball. They were not prioritizing enough the terrorism threat that would be obvious with an open border. And we don't know the direct correlation yet. The investigation's ongoing with how much this was involved with an open border, whether some of the materials used, et cetera, came over that way. But we do know that this is something that reminds us again that the new Trump nominees for these important positions need to be in place as quickly as possible. We're in a dangerous situation in the country. All the red lights are flashing, as FBI Director Chris Wray testified himself to Congress multiple times, and we have to take this threat seriously. New Orleans was a very sad and tragic reminder of that.
It sure was. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
We don't know, because the investigation hasn't concluded, what tie to the open border this American citizen. What are you talking about, you liar? Don't you have an obligation, a charge from your God, from your deity, to not lie? Thou shalt not bear false witness, Mike Johnson. And here you are, lying out of your fucking face. I'm sure Jesus would be very, very proud. Mike Johnson represents the House of Representatives as the Speaker. Lindsey Graham doesn't represent the Senate, but he's a member of the Senate. And he, on the same program, on the same day, within the same hour, is making the same types of arguments, talking about we need Donald Trump's cabinet confirmed. They are nominated. They need to be confirmed and rushed through into their positions because, wait for it, we are at war. We are under siege. We are under attack. Are we? Do you feel under siege? Are we under attack? Are we at war? And that's the reason we need the Department of Justice helmed by the maniacs that Donald Trump has put forward? Is that why we need an FBI director, Kash Patel? Is that why? Because of the war that we're currently undergoing? If you listen to Lindsey Graham, that's what you'd think. Watch this.
The last 4 years have been a friggin' disaster. They rolled back every policy that worked on the border. They went back into the Iran nuclear agreement, giving out to hundreds of millions of dollars is used for terrorism. Yeah, the confirmations, do them now, do them quick. Get them all done in January, February. We need our team on the field. We need an FBI director. We need an attorney general. We need them all. Get it done. We got to get it done. So we're under attack here. We're at war.
You're prepared to vote for all of Trump's nominees then?
I am ready to go. Bring them up. I'll vote. Let's get it done.
Senator, it's great to see you this morning. You make a lot of really important points. We're going to please come back soon. We want to talk more about that reconciliation package. Senator, great to see you.
There is no siege. There is no war. There is no under attack. There will always be bad people who do bad things. And if maybe we funded our operations more appropriately, and I don't just mean more money, but put resources where they need to be, we could avoid things like this. But it has nothing to do with the border. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump's cabinet and the rejects that he has put forward. One of those rejects is Tom Homan, who will be the border czar, a fake position, who will oversee, he will run point for immigration and customs enforcement, for border patrol. He will be the person to organize the mass deportation effort, the internment camps that they are proposing they set up. That will also include American citizens, because they don't want to separate families. We just got to send them all away at once, even the Americans. Even the Americans, because being an American citizen is not a special thing like Republicans act like it is. To them, it's expendable. It doesn't matter. Unimportant. Kick them out. Get rid of them. Abuse them. Human rights violate them. And here's Tom Homan going with the same exact narrative of these two dum-dums, because this is a concerted effort by the incoming Trump team to convince Americans of this lie. Watch Tom Homan.
Can you help us understand what the plan is? A number of industries in this country hire undocumented workers because they are cheap labor. On day one, are you going to restart raids on work sites, on construction sites?
The President Trump's been clear, as I've been clear from day one, that President is going to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats. And have you heard from your previous segments, we have a huge national security issue in this country. The southwest border has become the biggest national security vulnerability we've seen in this nation. FBI Director Wray agrees with me. We know there's people in this country who pose a national security threat. They've arrested a record number of people on the terrorist watch list, a 3,500% increase in people on the terrorist watch list being arrested at the border. We got over 2 million known gotaways. We know 2 million people crossed the border, weren't arrested, weren't vetted, weren't fingerprinted.
Did you hear what he just said? The 3,500 person number that have been arrested, not after illegally crossing the border, not in Colorado somewhere after they made it deep into the country. At the border, they were arrested. So the mechanisms and the policies that are in place worked. People who attempted to enter the country were arrested. They were detained. They were dealt with. The law worked. The system worked. But I thought it was an open border. They could just come right in, no checks. That doesn't, weird how the lie they're trying to tell is now just part of the narrative. Part of the thing that Fox News, the too stupid to navigate complex issues audience, where are they going to be with this information? The other thing is him concentrating on national security. This is a national security issue where they want to round up upwards of 15 million people who keep the economy humming in the United States, whether that be in the ag sector or the service sector. A lot of these undocumented immigrants, illegals as Republicans call them, they are the lifeblood of the United States economy. And if we remove them, prices are going to raise, businesses will close, there will not be enough people. If you go to a restaurant, the person who's cooking isn't the one who seats you and isn't the one who gets you your water. There's going to be a shortage of employees that native-born Americans aren't going to be able to fill. There's not enough people to fill those jobs. But that's no matter. Donald Trump's racist national security. Oh, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Lies. And they're going with it so hard that it's very likely that there's a massive portion of the United States that was also already stupid enough to vote for Donald Trump, that they're also going to go with this narrative. They're going to fall for this lie. This obvious. All you have to do is spend a couple of seconds thinking it through, and it starts to fall apart. It's starting to fall apart before you even get to it, to give it the time. Anyway, I open this up to your comments below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. I'm on social media @Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And if you want to help support this work, independent media, very important, click the join button below. Become a channel member for $2 a month. Go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are fantastic ways. You can also go over to dollemore.com. Get yourself a sticker or a mug or a t-shirt. Not just the Bat Phone to Jesus design. We've also got the Fight Poverty, Not the Poor. We've got Dollemore Daily stuff. It's coming along. We're starting to get some good stuff over there. Check it out. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. Gird yourself against these lies. Be genuine. Take care of one another.